In this episode, I specifically want to focus on one GPT, VoxScript. Ladies and gents, introducing GPTs. You can now create custom versions of ChatGPT that combine instructions, extra knowledge, and any combination of skills. Previously, they had something called plugins, and GPTs are just a little more upgraded version of plugins. That's how I see it. There are lots and lots of them right now. Anybody can literally create one, upload one, and you don't know the motivation behind it. Some people, they just don't want to make money, whatever. I don't know how that works out. Personally, I use for my businesses, myself, productivity, and I believe the stuff I'm going to show you right now, you will definitely find useful. And if I forget anything, I will do a follow-up on it. So, and yes, before I forget, please comment any questions you have. I will do my best to respond to it. All right. So yes, check this out. You can now create custom versions of ChatGPT that combine instructions, extra knowledge, and any combination of skills. Creative writing coach, laundry buddy, tech advisor, game time. So they're the ones created by the OpenAI, the real developers, and also totally anon, right? Individual developers. So you have to be very careful what you get into. Now, since I mentioned, this is how it looks like, the GPT's marketplace. Discover, again, same thing. Delhi, writing, you can see all these sections here, the categories. These are for the writing ones. The top ones that's floating right here are the ones that's been highly used and rated. So it's right there. Productivity, Canva, some of them are very notable names. Mainstream, you can see that. Adobe, you have Canva, you have quite a few others. Weed, you have, well, and then there are a lot of indie. For example, this, you can see that clearly, right? You have Wolfram, this has been around for a very long time. So again, I don't want to get into these details. If I find there are a lot of them, probably hundreds and thousands of them, and only 10 out of all might be very useful. So I just want to talk about one particularly, and that is VoxScript. Ladies and gents, this is right here, right? Yeah, it just disappeared. Quick YouTube, US equity data and web page summarization, used by 100K plus, sure. There are quite a few others here, but I don't want you to focus on anything else, just VoxScript. Maybe I will create something similar to VoxScript later. And just because I like my own personalized, customized version. And that's it. But VoxScript so far has been treating me decent. You can literally run one, like for example, click on it. You can see the difference here. Quick YouTube, US equity data and web page summarization with vector transcript search. No logins needed. 4.3 rated, not bad, 1K ratings. And I don't want to, again, get into too much of this. I will just try to keep it simple as possible in this one. Capabilities, actions, daily images, data analysis, all right? So I will not talk about actions now because it requires you to plug in quite a few things, techie stuff. But daily images, not bad. We could talk about thumbnails and all that. And data analysis, okay, sure. And let's actually get to it. Prior to this, I've already started something like this, ladies and gents. And yeah, look at this, total transparency. I have no issues whatsoever. Just wanted to show you what you could do, the possibilities of this VoxScript. It's just a script that summarizes things, but with some knowledge and some skills, we could make it do quite a few other things. And you can clearly see here at the bottom, it says new version of GPT available. Sometimes, yes, they have the updated version. And if I do change it to that, I have to, again, give it my prompts. So it's wise to keep all certain prompts in place so I can just copy and paste whenever I plan on starting a new ChatGPT version, basically. Anyways, now without getting too much into this, let me show you a few other things, all right? So for example, check this out. I came across something like this. I'm gonna just pick one side here and just come from there, all right? Recently, I did something here. I want you to summarize this and explain all the loops and hoops. This is a little controversial. I just want to show you what it can do, the possibilities. So this was there's a website, Agent for Truth, right? Ethical concerns. And the agent, the dude, he's a former IRS agent, and he talks about taxes and loopholes and all that stuff. It's a long page. All I did was take the website, the link, and paste it here. So VoxScript talks to the thing. Sure thing, I'll summarize the page. Summary. And initially, what I did was to go all the way back up. I want to show you something real quick. You ready? This is the primary prompt that I gave to this script, VoxScript. Act as the master coder, winning programmer, researcher, analyst, engineer, scientist, YouTuber, whatever. It doesn't matter. You're the superior, you're best in everything. You're the master of all trades. You can polish this the way you want it, no problem. You can sell anything to anyone. I don't really have to use all of this. But however, this is itself works, right? Use all the available skills, knowledge, and creativity in the world to provide responses to my demands. I gave it a name, Droid, and I'm your creator. You will address me as this. Do not lose your character throughout our journey. If you forget or go off track, I'll remind you and you will fix it immediately. And yes, it happens. Mistakes, hallucination, and I remind, hey, don't lose track, don't do this, come back. And it works, all right? Now, without wasting time, let's get back on track. So looking at this website, sure thing, summarized. The website is about Joe Bannister, a guy who used to be this is this, explains easily. Look at this here. Loops and hoops. Research. Joe had to dig into the this. Resignation, advocacy, ethical concerns. I literally said, I want you to break it down 8th grade, ethical concerns. Once you get the prompt right, check this out. Useful tips. Know the law, ask questions, stand by your values. So an entire web page, which was decent and huge, filled with jargons, difficult to understand to some extent when you have ADHD, whatever, right? Just wanted to summarize in a way that I can digest and process and also use the information, do something. What Joe's story shows is that something asking tough questions about powerful systems can be really hard and might get you in trouble. And that's actually real because I watched the video and this makes sense when I try to mix and match, get context. Second, check this out. I want you to draft out a quick speech that I plan on printing out for convenience. Here's the first scenario. The police, ATF or feds show up at your door and you deny to answer, stating your constitutional rights. Number one, that's a scenario. A lot of things are happening. Protests, peaceful protests, this and that. So I thought, you know what? Let's actually draft out something that I just want to print it out just for my audience. And then second scenario, you're stopped at the traffic and the cops approach you. Use the following for reference. I do not consent to any. By the way, this thing over here, I literally took it from some of the comments, like this primary from, let me show you this, just like this, right? So some of this here, this whole paragraph, I took it from one lawyer who posted this on his YouTube channel. It had like millions of views. So I thought this guy makes sense. Let's actually use that and craft my own speech. So this is what I did. Use the following for reference. I do not consent to any searches or any seizures. I want a lawyer immediately. I do not answer questions. I'm invoking my right to remain silent. Am I being detained or am I free to go? Plead 5th and 6th Amendments. I said plead 5th and 6th Amendments. And by the way, I took it from multiple comments as well. Like I mentioned, I had to add my own inputs. I decided to ignore a few things and add a few things, and that's how it is. Don't ask me any questions without any lawyer present. Consent to nothing, then go silent. At that point, they have 20 minutes to fool you into talking. Just wait it out. This was just a comment posted by someone, okay? I don't consent to a search or to any person, place, blah, blah, blah. Now check this out. Ladies and gents, moment of truth. Certainly, below are drafts of speeches for the two scenarios you provided. Speech for scenario number 1, authorities at the door. Good morning, afternoon, evening, officers. I acknowledge your presence, but I must assert my constitutional rights as provided by law. I do not consent to any searches or seizures. I respectfully request a lawyer immediately at this time, blah, blah, blah. If you look, this is really precise and it's golden. This is accurate. Ladies and gents, if you understand this here, remain silent under the 5th Amendment. I also invoke my 6th Amendment right to legal counsel, right? Speech for scenario number 2, which I mentioned, searched at the traffic by police, right? And this also varies depending on which state you are in. So you could be more specific. You can say, I want you to craft this for only people in Georgia or New York City, etc. And yeah, you will get responses particularly personalized to that city and state. So second scenario, officer, I understand that you have a job to do, but I'm exercising my rights under the Constitution. I do not consent to any searches, my person, my vehicle, or any of the belongings. I'm requesting a lawyer immediately and do not agree to answer any questions without their presence. Again, I plead my 5th and 6th, which I mentioned previously. Plead 5th and 6th, and yeah, let this GPT do its work. So in both scenarios, it is important to stay calm and respectful while firmly stating your rights. Awesome, right, ladies and gents? And guess what I did? I gave a third scenario. I said the Fed police show up at your door and demands to search without a warrant. What would you do then? Speech for scenario 3, demand to search without a warrant. Officers, I respect the challenging work that law enforcement does, but I must firmly uphold. If I wanted, I could simply copy this and say, I want you to summarize this in 3 different sentences. Only 3 sentences. It would work as well. So these are the stuff that a human has to provide in terms of the creativity, unless we have AGI. Yeah. Other than that, yes, the better you prompt you give to the GPT, the better responses you're going to get out of it. It's just a trial and error kind of thing. The more you do, the more better you get, ladies and gents. So clearly you see this. And then at the end, I will not be waiving any of my legal rights. Am I under detention or am I free to go? Perfect. When delivering this speech, it's essential to maintain blah, blah, blah. I also gave a 4th scenario. Guess what? Because I mentioned people protesting, peaceful, this and that. I thought, yeah, this is useful. How about that? So peaceful protest. Going out protesting peacefully and suddenly blocked by police and other officials. Speech. For scenario number 4, blocked during peaceful protest. Hello officers and officials, I want to acknowledge your duty to maintain public order, but I'm here to exercise my constitutional rights, including the right to peacefully assemble and express my views as protected by First Amendment. I'm participating in this protest peacefully and lawfully. See that? If we are being restricted or detained, I would like to understand the specific reasons why. And on what legal grounds. I do not consent to any searches or seizures without just cause of without a warrant. I'm invoking my right to remain silent under the 5th Amendment and request legal representation per the 6th Amendment should it become necessary. I ask respectfully, are we being detained? See that? Very similar, a little structured differently, but gets the point. So these are some of my use cases. And I'm not done yet. Check this out. So Not only that, you could literally copy paste images from wherever you come across on the website. All right. And you can just paste it here, ladies and gents, and ask it to summarize or give you whatever you need. Crazy. Imagine you come across a video and that has a comment which is almost a page long, and you just want to summarize that into a video script. You could do that. Yeah. So just giving, by the way, ignore this website over here. Yeah. Just to show you what's happening here. So origins of the Federal Reserve System. I came across this on some forum and I thought, okay, this is a little too much to read for now. How about you just summarize and make it easy for me? And guess what? Check this out. Explain and summarize in 8th grade language. Include all main points. I was just very simple on this. I could make it a little more detailed, right? The text in the image talks about the history of Federal Reserve System, which is like the big bank of the United States. Before the Federal Reserve was created in 1930, many people in America didn't like the idea of having just one central bank. They were worried it would have too much power and the rich people might use it to control things in ways that weren't fair. The first bank of the United States and then the second bank of the United States were America's early tries. So explains everything, right? Look at this. And if I said, hey, I want you to summarize this in 2 paragraphs, that would also work. People still learn blah, blah, blah. The new system had 12 different Federal Reserve banks spread across the country, etc. I want you to take the following excerpt and provide a similar solution and structure in Virginia, USA. Feel free to provide alternatives and other useful suggestions. Check this out now. I made 6,075 last year. Ladies and gents, this is out of out of randomness. Let's say you find something, a business quote or some advice from some entrepreneur somewhere in the world who talks about taxes, talks about something, whatever, like something like this. I made 675 last year. My total tax bill between federal and state should be at 8,000. That's because I set up an LLC and elected for S Corp status. I paid my accountant $600 to file business and personal. I'm not a lawyer or tax lawyer, blah, blah, blah. So what I said was, I wanted to take the following excerpt and provide a similar solution and structure in Virginia, USA. You could say Georgia, California, whatever. Setting up an LLC and S corporation status can be indeed a tax-efficient strategy for many business owners. And this approach can also be applied in Virginia. However, tax laws can vary. Exactly. So you can be more specific though, right? And you can see this. I earned blah, blah, blah. To optimize my tax liability, I formed an LLC in Virginia with the advice of my accountant. That's interesting because now the GPT is taking as a first-person perspective. Interesting. I elected for S corporation tax without status for the LLC. This allows me to receive a portion of earning as a salary and the remainder as a distribution, which can be taxed at a lower rate. After careful planning and lawful deduction, my total tax due, including both federal and Virginia state tax, amounted around 8,000. I invested 600. So basically, the person is breaking this down as from Virginia. Okay, I could polish this to whatever level. I invested 600 for my accountant service. While I'm not a lawyer, here, alternative and other useful suggestions. Maximize retirement contributions in Virginia. You can do this. See this? SAP IRA, solo 401k. How many people knew this? No, not many. So you will come out with so much random stuff, useful random stuff, that you probably wouldn't have thought about in the first place. Yeah? That's the thing. Look at this here. Consider other business structures. Talks about Delaware. Talks about specific deductions, health savings, keep impossible, impeccable records. So that was my last so-called. Yeah. I don't want to drag this long, but I can do a multiple other stuff. You can drag an image and say, I want you to analyze this and give me this and this. So to drive my point home, ladies and gents, let me bring this here. All right. And I want to show you something real quick. So ladies and gents, just to drive my point, let's say I take this and it's already so short, but guess what? What if I just want to summarize this further, right? Summarize this and translate to Spanish. Check this out. Translate to Spanish, translate to Arabic, translate to whatever language you want. That's one thing. Summarize this in 3 paragraphs. Summarize this in 2 sentences. Yeah? Analyzing. Check this out. It's actually doing this. I don't want to expand this right now, but I just want to leave it the way it is. How about I actually show you? Let's actually work. This is a new stuff. ChatGPT, they are announcing these new features, new UI and all this. So expect a lot of different changes and beta mode and whatnot. Yeah, talking to Python, all the coding stuff, very simple. Which again, I will talk about this when I talk about creating GPTs. All right, I've been analyzing and playing with a couple of GPTs. So I will discuss them. I'll tell you what I'm doing, missions, etc. Stay tuned. And while this is working behind the scene, I want to show you something interesting, which is going to be my next topic. Check this out. First, before I come back to this, I want to show you this here. This is the Elite System channel. If you look at the video, the last one, this is the thumbnail, right, ladies and gents? So of course, I had to be creative enough to create that image. But now what I did was I took that image, I plugged it onto Runway ML, and guess what? Convert it into a video. Look at this one here, all right? See that? So now I could pause it in one point and make it more realistic. Now I can screen capture this, and that would be a better thumbnail. You get the point? Compare this with this. See that? Exactly my point. By the way, this is going to be my next topic, so stay tuned. This is just one of the mini thing you could do with the Runway ML. There's quite a bunch of stuff, motion, graphics, this, that, and I'm still playing with it. So now, let me end it with this, ladies and gents. There you go. AI is advancing quickly, and literally, summarize this. This whole thing was summarized. Oh wait, I forgot to do one thing. Oh no, I actually did include the quotes here. So the GPT summarized this in English and then translated to Espanol. You see this here? La está avanzando rápidamente cambiando la forma en que interactuamos con la tecnología. Meta antes. That makes sense. I can see the meta here. So yeah, meta. I believe this is right. So ladies and gents, this is just one of a kind. I want to show you one last thing, all right? And that is, let's say I copy, look at this here, screenshot this. I'm just gonna screenshot, I'm gonna copy, I'm just doing this live, literally like here. I'm simply gonna go back to this, I'm gonna paste it and say, summarize this in Spanish. See that? And it's gonna happen. Ladies and gents, moment of truth. It's literally summarizing the whole thing a little bit, what I just gave, the picture, in English, so you can understand exactly what it's doing. And then it spits out in Espanol. Fascinating. Yo, look at this. Se estén. Not only that, now convert that into a video script for YouTube, breaking down in paragraphs. Sure, here's a script tailored for you for a YouTube video. Host. Hola, amigos. Well, I could just literally say, exclude all the intros and outros and host and labels. Give me the script straight away. Yes? You could do that. So this is just a tip of the iceberg. It's a sample trailer, ladies and gents. I can go on and on and on. I can show you multiple examples. Sky's the limit, but let's actually end it at 20 minutes because yeah, I'll probably lose your attention if I go further. But these were some of the use cases which a individual could use it on a daily basis. I personally use it on a daily basis. So I thought, why not? Instead of going through like hundreds of chat GPTs or whatever and get distracted, just stick to a couple and go all in. Focus on productivity, focus on elevating yourself, your skills, and I will see you in the next video. Wait. Forgot to mention something. Yes, please join my newsletter. Again, it's been several months and I haven't sent out even one email with spam and whatever. I haven't, okay? I'm just updating stuff. So stay tuned, join in. If you don't like what you see, you can always opt out. And that's about it. Ladies and gents, this is your host, Elite System. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.